which was day one proper of the tour, that's what we did. We had a creche early in the morning, so I was up at 6 o'clock playing with all the children, having, giving them their breakfasts and stuff like that. And then it was quite wet. It was quite wet and windy yesterday. It was the very last of the tail end of Storm Doris. I went out for some reconnaissance because I needed to know bus timetables of the buses that run along the Skipton Road between the Preston area and the Skipton area, because all the things that I want to do, or most of the things that I want to do, are along that sort of line. So I went out to do that, which meant that I had to go right and walk about a mile until I could find the okay, maybe not a mile, maybe half a mile, until I could find the bus stop with the bus timetables. Then I came back and I decided that it was time to go and have a look at the supposed Roman ruins which are around here. Now, I don't think there are any Roman ruins. I think there is a Roman museum and a town that is built on top of where a Roman town once stood, which is very different, because it means there's not a lot to see, really, and it means that that it's not as close, not as nearby as I thought it was. So I went left then, and I walked along, and I turned off for following the signs, walked a long way. I was just about to give up when I saw another sign and a big bridge across the river, and I thought that must be the River Ribble. And I know that these sort of garrison forts are usually built near rivers. They're there to protect river crossings. So I thought, oh, fantastic! I found it. Crossed the river. Took my life in my hands crossing that bridge because it has no proper walkway. It just had cars. So I was like running across in the pouring rain, blowing wind, and then I realised that lunch was at 12:30-ish. And I wasn't going to be able to walk back in time for it, which was annoying, because I thought, well, I'd better go and better find something worth, missing that for. So I carried on, and I did find Ribchester, which is supposedly the site, but by then it was already gone one. It was so windy, it was so rainy, and I was like, look, I just don't know where I couldn't find any signs for any museum by that point. So I phoned for the cavalry and they came and picked me up, and I had lunch back here with the family. They were all eating just as I arrived, so that was good. We all had sandwiches, cheese and ham sandwiches, and then what was the afternoon? Well, the afternoon the children went off with my parents to go on a steam train. Now that was actually quite a detour. It wasn't even in Lancashire, so they were going quite a long way to do that, because the children like choo-choo trains. But being that there are only a certain number of cars and each child has to be in a car seat and stuff, there was not really enough room to take passengers. So instead we got the machine working downstairs in the cinema room and watched a film instead. So that was the afternoon. That was brilliant, watching a film that projected onto the wall, like it was really, really good. And then after that, we all had, it was spaghetti that we were going to have, spaghetti bolognese, spag bowl as they say. So we all had that. After they got back, after the children had gone to bed, etc., etc. The night I really spent reading. It was sort of a winding down, basically.